was a typo, and I'm like, welcome to Under Two Capes. I'm Jared. I'm here with Teladia. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, everyone?
And I'm here with Robert. What's up, man?
Finally ready to put this to rest.
Yeah, okay, so we're talking about why the Wonder Woman game was canceled. And so from now on, whenever what's up, long live the Legion. Yeah, exactly. So from now on, when people talk about the Wonder Woman game,
Let me grab something.
From now on, when people talk about the Wonder Woman game, I'm just going to refer to them to this episode. Now, before we get started, I have a disclaimer that yes, Nemo, but we're going to talk about the full story. Now, here's the thing. All right. So, as a disclaimer, yes, there you go. As a disclaimer, obviously we all love Wonder Woman. I mean, I'm wearing the hoodie. And WB is to blame for a lot of issues with DC.
Even you could say even one small percentage of this game, a small percent.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. They were not wholly responsible for what happened. Nice ring.
It's the flash ring.
Oh, there you go.
So I was trying to show up, but the sunlight was in the way.
Now, let's talk about this. So, actually, the game is announced. It was done by Monolith, who had done like the Lord of the Rings.
Well, actually, before that, we got to talk a little bit before that. First, they released Shadows of War. They released that game. Then they started getting into production for an original IP. They wanted to move away from established IPs. Mm-hmm. And thus they started putting a lot of effort into making this original IP. Took a couple of years, and Warner Brothers said no.
Yeah, exactly.
And because of that, a mass exodus occurred. A lot of people, including the majority of the Nemesis system programmers.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, so here's the thing. If people think that they could just drag and drop the Nemesis system, that's not the way game development works.
It's a patented system. You have to come in and learn. They probably, I don't know how many they had left. Let's just be reasonable. There were like 5 people out compared to the hundreds or 20 or whatever.
So I can tell you,
go ahead.
Right now, the heads of Monolith Production left the studio to make their own studio called Defender Games. They were going to make a Black Panther game with an Nemesis system, and that got shut down. So they are basically out of a job. So basically, they left the company for no reason, basically.
yeah, exactly. So
because they couldn't take the Nemesis system with them.
So, and then what happens is, so
they're desperate. They need a project.
And WB says, "Hey, why don't you do a project based on a DC comic superhero?" And then particularly Wonder Woman, because you did Lord of the Rings, so it's like that would be in their wheelhouse. Now, to be clear, not a bad assumption.
Yeah, like but then they decided to make some promises. They seemed to people who clearly did not know what the Nemesis system could do, or they assumed it could do. So they started making promises of, instead of using the Nemesis system for bad guys, we use it for good guys.
Yeah, so, that's not the way the Nemesis system worked. Yeah, go ahead, Teladia.
So I was going to mention this, right? It was WB told them you can only use WB IPs. Yeah. Harry Potter, what's it called?
DC, Lord of the Rings,
Game of Thrones, and Mortal Kombat. You can only choose those IPs. So they decided to fiddle with the DC IP, and that's why they went with the Wonder Woman stuff, because they thought of different IPs, and they were like, okay, the only thing that makes sense, a logical sense for them, is to work on an IP that's never been done before. And I think Wonder Woman, yes, she didn't have a game in any form of video game.
Aside from a Justice League.
Yeah, exactly. So the narrative that they came to DC and just wanted to work on Wonder Woman from the very beginning, that's false.
That is the first thing we are putting to bed. They did not pitch it. Okay, they technically did pitch it, but they pitched it out of desperation. They needed a project.
Yeah, but it's not like they came in there and go, we would love to do Wonder Woman. We love the character. We really want to work on it. No, not that. Now, and nice. Robert's just changing rings as we go.
Green Lantern ring.
And brightest day. So anyways, so then we get the announcement, which is like the trailer that I think Teladia you reacted to, because I put you I know Tris, I want a Wonder Woman game too.
Hey Tris.
But and by Tris, if you want a link, I'll send you one. But Teladia, I think you reacted to the trailer because I remember I put it in your old intro that I made for you.
Yes, I was excited. That was the first time I got excited and I got shouted for it.
Now,
you were like, Monolith is making a DC game.
Now here's the downside with it. Now sometimes when you get a trailer like that, it's for one of I think two main reasons. Mm-hmm. One, they just started production. They just started production, or they're pretty far along, I should more say, but they're enough to show that.
And they want to hype people up.
Or two, they're not even in the production stage yet, but they want to get investors.
And here's what happened. What's up, NJ? So
it's the second one.
Yeah, it's the second one, because what you'll find out is over the course of the 3 years, besides trying to figure out and relearn the Nemesis system, that trailer was all the work that was done on the game for 3 years.
It was a hype trailer.
Now, that was the first red flag, because even Robert, you and I were doing content like a couple of months ago before it was announced as canceled, and even Teladia and I
you started to realize that,
I said it is extremely concerning that we know next to nothing, and it was announced 3 years ago.
Oh, by the way, yellow.
Sinestro. Okay.
But
go ahead, Teladia.
Here's the thing, right? It took them 3 years, no word, and the thing is, and the fact is, none of the Monolith Productions Discord server even said anything. None of the dev team said anything on the game, even though they had a what's it called, a Wonder Woman tab in their Discord server.
I saw that.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, not only that, it's like so yeah. And now now there were some concept art leaks.
Obviously, there's always going to be concept art.
It's like, let me put it this way, it's not like nothing was done. I'm saying nothing from like substantively making the game was done.
All we know is it was set on Themyscira.
Yeah,
that's probably the most consistent thing.
She was going to return to Themyscira, and you'd face nice. You were going to return to Themyscira and then face her villains, and that was going to be basically the idea.
Exactly.
So I was gonna say this, right? Like the concept art and banner thing that got put online, that got quickly removed, right? That I covered, right? You guys can check that on my channel, right?
That's the easiest, like, dead giveaway that's true, that the leaks are true. If WB is taking them down, and by NJ, they had a story together for the most part, but I'm saying in terms of like actually programming the game, the part that takes the longest and takes the most manpower, they didn't have that done.
And here's the thing people forget. Story is secondary when it comes to game development. You might have a general idea for the game for structure, but usually by the time they get the because a game can complete overall story by the time they get the engine and everything ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. Because
you can just rush through the story.
Yeah, because they have to cater the story to like the gameplay, so they go hand in hand. It's kind of like having a comic book and having the writing and the art.
Exactly, it's more the Marvel method.
It's more the Marvel method. That's true.
So,
but when they did have Circe, MJ, that was an afterthought.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, is a really good. There's two examples of this happening, right?
Yeah.
The first example is obviously the Black Panther game, which got cancelled. In the similar scenario, they did a hype thing, a hype little teaser, and within years it got cancelled. The second example is the Wolverine game, which it didn't get cancelled. It got rebooted entirely because of the leaks. Yes. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're trying to say, guys, is that it's not all on WB's fault on the Wonder Woman game. If you're gonna have to put a blame on something, it has to be to the studio themselves, because they were incapable of putting out a product and not working on it.
And they were making promises they couldn't keep.
Now, let me put it to you this way. WB does take some responsibility as the overseers, because what they should have been doing is overseeing the production and saying, okay, are you doing work? If something is significantly holding it up like this, you're going to have to cut the Nemesis. But now here's the other thing. From what Jason Schreier said, the Nemesis system was actually cut pretty early in development because they couldn't figure out a way to make it work. So it was going to be changed into a more linear action game.
So not open world. That sucks.
Those are the words that we use. It may have been still open world, but the point is the Nemesis system was not going to be part of the game, even if it got released.
Yeah, because again, that was too difficult to figure out.
The people that knew how to use it had left.
So you would need, but it would take them to get through this game production to be able to get the hang up for the next game.
Which you guys say 3 years is too long, because how long does a game like this take?
3 years to even get the pre-production, Cameron.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
I'm saying it's bad if it takes 3 years to get the pre-production.
Yeah.
Actually, you're wrong.
I am?
Okay.
Yeah. It's between 4 to 6 years of development altogether. Development, push out, release. It's 4 to 6 years. I know that because
that's you mean the Wonder Woman game was?
No, he's saying in general.
In general, right? Okay, a really good example is the Wolverine game, right? That was supposed to come out a year or two ago.
Yeah, right? In the league.
But the thing is, it got announced in the same year as the Wonder Woman game. So think about it.
Well, not only that, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was announced when the Suicide Squad. Well, not actually when the Suicide Squad thing. It was. Well, actually, here's the thing. First, it was technically announced after Arkham Origins, because that's when they teased Suicide Squad. Then Jeff was like, "We're making a Suicide Squad game." You would hear nothing about it, and then all of a sudden, Arkham Knight hit, and then it's like, "What's our next game? Suicide Squad."
Now, to be fair though, Tevye, when it comes to Wolverine, Insomniac, they had multiple.
Wait! Did you call me Tevye?
Did he just call me Tevye?
Oh man!
Somebody.
All right, hang on. I need a good clip. What? It's all good, brother. It's all good. It's all good. It happened.
I called Pika that too.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Teladia!
Your names both start with T-E, Teladia, so it's all good.
I mean, mine is TP. Come on.
Teladia.
Anyway.
Although I haven't talked to you in a while, man.
Yeah, so that works. But anyway.
Okay, Teladia.
Here's the other thing.
Be fair though. Insomniac had multiple plates spinning.
Now, here's the other part here's the other key factor. Well, key to a degree. So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League comes out. You look very rageful, Robert. So Suicide Squad.
You missed the pink one, the violet one.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League came out. Now, this game was supposed to be the next big thing in WB's own words. Now, obviously, we all know what happened with Suicide Squad, and it severely. Yeah, there you go. It's severely underperformed to the point where WB lost $200 million.
Now, that is the one factor we could blame WB for what led to the cancellation.
Oh, yeah. Now, what happened is, because at that point, with that failing, they were in significant money straits. And so here's the thing. Wonder Woman, they had at this point spent $100 million on development at this point for the Wonder Woman game. So they would have, not only did they essentially restart production, they also brought in they also replaced the game director. So it was practically a fresh game.
It was a money thing, and it became a money thing.
The problem is the money cost carried over. It's not like all of a sudden they don't owe that $100 million is not vanishes like Houdini.
You know what's a movie that was similar to that?
What?
Man of Steel. You had all of the other productions, like the follow-up from Superman Returns onwards. All of those.
And Jay, would you say that the Master Suicide Squad sacrificed one?
No.
Not a sacrifice.
It's not a sacrifice. What happened is it made it less likely that WB was willing to take that monetary risk. Because here's the thing. because let's say the game comes out, and I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask Teladia this because he's the big gaming guy. Let's say the Wonder Woman game came out with all the monetary issues, and it didn't perform well, or WB did not profit from it. In your opinion, would that make it less likely or more likely that we would get more Wonder Woman content?
So we wouldn't get a Wonder Woman content if they pushed that and it flopped.
Exactly.
It's simple as that. But also, I'm going to add this as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Suicide Squad Kill Justice League was not the only mess that was also problematic for WB. There was multiverses, Gotham Knights. So you had those two games alongside Suicide Squad Killer Justice League that basically tarnished the DC IP as well. So what I'm trying to say is, NJ, is that it's nothing to do with just Suicide Squad Killer Justice League itself.
No, not at all.
It's the whole DC brand itself that needed to be retooled, and basically they have to work from the ground up, from the fresh beginning.
There is no like one factor that contributed everything. It was, let me put it this way, it was wrong place, wrong time, but this is the one time it's not because they had an issue with Wonder Woman, the character. It is not that in any way. Now,
I know we want to be compassionate.
But nice.
But we got to also acknowledge this. When it's like with Lego Batman, yeah, that's a case where that's a known guarantee. Not
only is it Batman, but here's the thing about it. It's relatively cheaper because now that they've modernized the Lego engine, they can just like, because it's long been like accused with the Lego games that they're the same game but with a different skin. That's the advantage of a Lego game. That's why they're so cheap to make and why they keep doing them. Now, could we get a Lego Wonder Woman game? Yes, down the line.
Batman is a sure thing. They need sure things right now.
Yeah. Think about it this way. WB, because of all of the, I'm going to say it, shit shows from all the passive WB gaming right now, they need, because even with Gotham Knights, it didn't perform to their expectations. It didn't like flop, but it didn't do what they wanted to make. So WB needs to go with guaranteed hits first. Once they get a couple of hits on their belts, then 100% they will be more likely to take a couple of risks. What you say, Teladia?
Can I give an example? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's the thing, right? Lego Batman is the small little fish in a big pond. Because they want to test the waters. Yeah. They want to see if Lego Batman is popular again. They haven't touched the Lego Batman IP in a decade. That is a fact, right?
Yeah.
And I know NJ's not gonna like this, but the thing is, yes, Batman is a cash cow for things, but Batman is popular now. You've got to realize that, guys. Batman is a popular.
And here's the other thing, NJ. I'm gonna say no. If let's say Batman Arkham Knight were in the exact same position that the Wonder Woman game is, same conditions, that game would have been canceled.
Now, let's make one thing straight. When it comes to Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, that had reached Flash movie territory of, we can't just cancel it.
Yeah, exactly, because that had been in development for like close to a decade, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so basically, the game was a dead game walking.
So for those of you listening to this audio, Robert is literally changing lantern rings and making puns about it. I love it. That's great.
Hopefully, the Lego Batman game can resurrect it.
So
it brings the DC brand back to life.
Yep.
What I was going to say is that not only because we're getting Lego Batman, but I've also heard that we are going to be getting other games, bigger games, right? Coming from DC, Rocksteady, WB Games Montreal, and other studios are chipping in to give DC a more prominent IPs in the future, right? And a really good example of this, right? So they already dabbled with Fortnite. They've already collaborated with Minecraft for Superman-related stuff. That's the small fries alongside the Lego Batman stuff. Yeah, but if you want like something big, you're looking at Rocksteady, you're looking at WB Games Montreal, you're looking at those IPs, right?
You're looking also at Injustice.
You're looking at. I'm gonna say Injustice more times if I have to.
But the point is, I loathe that game almost as much as I loathe Lois Lane. That's cow, like Claudia. So it's like again, DC in the movies and in the games is in a rebuilding phase. The comics already has that kind of like down pat because the Absolute Universe has been really helping DC like repair them their reputation and such.
We can only hope.
Well, let me put it this way: the Absolute Universe is pretty much is doing a great job with that.
Dude.
Yeah,
you can only hope.
So what I was going to also say is, I know that Cameron's asking, what if they didn't want to take any risks? That's why the Flash and Constantine game got cancelled, depending if they were real.
Yeah,
they were real. Both of them were real. Flash and Constantine were real for WB Games Montreal, and both of them didn't go through because of the fact of the Wonder Woman game scenario, and also with the fact of Suicide Squad, and with Multiverses, and with Gotham Knights.
And according to what happened with the Flash, with the Flash game, that was also because of the Flash movie falling apart, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And Kansu probably did in too early development.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and that's the other thing. If Wonder Woman were let me put it this way, Wonder Woman being canceled is also majorly because of how far along it was. That, let me put it this way, if it were like really early in development and they were determined to get a Wonder Woman game out there, they could have just restarted and would have been very easy to like handle.
But again, we got to emphasize it. Wonder Woman had reached money sink territory before it even fully went to production.
Yeah,
exactly. The actual production, not pre-production.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But so because that's but yeah, that's the big thing about that, is that if again, Suicide Squad became a money sink during production.
Mm-hmm.
That's a game where you have to see it through to the end. If it's a money sink during pre-production, cut the head off.
Yeah, exactly.
So when it comes down to other IPs though, like for example, Rocksteady and them working on a bigger IP, I can see them working on a Batman.
Well, yeah, it was announced they're doing another Batman game, and honestly, with Rocksteady, that's kind of the best option for them right now. Like, get back to their roots, rebuild their reputation, because once they rebuild the reputation again, they can do more stuff.
I don't see it Batman. I don't see it being Batman Beyond. I'll tell you there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I say I don't see in Batman Beyond, there's too many problematic things for a Batman Beyond game, right?
Yep.
And when it comes down to doing something in between for a Batman game, a Batman Arkham game, it should be between Arkham Shadow and Arkham Asylum. There should be a story told there.
Yeah.
Go on.
Cameron asks, does this mean I'll get a Nightwing game than the Nightwing movie? Could. Let me put it this way: he's a Batman-related character, so there is kind of that like advantage. Yes,
actually, you are going to get a Nightwing movie. It's called Nightwing and Dynamic Duo. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that. Anyway, what do you want to add, Robert?
Here's what I think. I think just so they can keep keep things cheap and get things out sooner, they're probably going to do something set in Metropolis.
In terms of games, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, well, for Rocksteady, because they have the setting, they have that. Why have it go to waste?
Okay.
Remember, they reused City for Origins.
Now, here's what they could do. Granted, I said prequels to Suicide Squad is not like the best idea, but let's say they didn't want to make a Batman game. They could do, I'm just going to say it, a Justice League game that shows the formation of the Justice League, because they mentioned in Suicide Squad that they fought like the Yellow Lanterns, of course. Could WB be seen under like the Save DC games? It's the overall story of the game.
No.
No. Here's the thing, NJ.
Not proven.
It's not proven. That's not a proven IP. WB, because there are plenty of games. Like, look, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League sounded great on paper. On paper.
And even before the Arkhamverse didn't help it.
Yeah, it fell apart in the execution. It's like WB would probably want more, because it's more of a guarantee that they'll make their money back currently with a Batman game. That's just the way the DC fandom is.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait, I could do a 2-player Batman game with. Oh, that would be actually really fun.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that one. I was waiting for that one.
So I'm gonna say this, right? The Batman is the biggest IP for the DC gaming right now. That is a fact, right? They're trying to build back a trust between the gamers and the consumers and the developers alike. They have to build that trust back up. You're not going to get a Wonder Woman game out the gate now. I'll tell you that right now. You're not going to get a Superman game, that is going to get announced, let's say, in the next, I would say in the next year. You're not going to get that. You'll probably get that in the next 3 years, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to try and build up this thing. They have to work with the Lego Batman stuff. They got to work on the Injustice stuff. They got to work on other things first before they can go in and say, oh, we're going to go all guns blazing on the next IPs and stuff. That's why I'm saying you got to keep your eyes out for the Lego Batman stuff. You got to keep your eyes out for the numbers for the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight game.
Yeah.
Go on, Robert.
You think they might have a Superman movie, a game in the works for the Man of Tomorrow?
Nope, because unless it's like a mobile game, there's no way they can do that. Yeah, but NJ, that was money in 2017, and this is a whole new management house and that was movies, and then add into that 1984.
Yep, and the ship sailed.
Yeah,
look, NJ, I know you really love Wonder Woman, but
let me put it this way again. I want a Wonder Woman. Yeah, nice one. I want a Wonder Woman game. Teladia wants a Wonder Woman game, and Robert wants. We all want a Wonder Woman game. 100%. We're saying realistically, this is the scenario we're stuck in. We're not saying she won't get a game. Period. That is in no way. There's no way they don't give her a game in the near future.
Let's make this clear, all right? And this is not something I've seen some people make on social media. And they're not a charity. They're not going to make it just to make it, because they have to look at the pros and cons of working on it. And as it stands right now, if they want to earn trust, they need guarantees, not possibilities, guarantees.
So as an example, I'll give you a really good example of this, right? Now, WB are playing the long game with things, but they are trying different things with different studios. Rocksteady is making a single player game. NetherRealm is going to be making a fighting game, and you'll be getting a live service game from WB Games Montreal. So they are venturing in different things. So they're not going to put like a Teen Titans game out. I'll tell you that now. They're going to focus on the Justice League characters. They're going to focus on that IP.
They're going to focus on the characters that could sell products. Now, okay, NJ, I know that, but WB also considers each of the individual DC characters their own IPs. The Superman IP, the Batman IP, the Wonder Woman IP.
Exactly.
That's what we mean. Who's making that Game of Thrones game? I have no idea.
So the Game of Thrones games did not go through. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
it fell through.
It fell through because now they're working on a DC IP. That's what WB Games Montreal is doing.
Which I would like that, because I enjoyed Gotham Knights and Arkham Origins. But I never asked you, what'd you think of Gotham Knights?
It was good to a degree, but it's too short.
And it's a little too repetitive, I think, at least for me.
Yeah, it was repetitive and too short.
Yeah, but overall, it's a game that I will replay occasionally, because it's kind of enjoyable to like hang out.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna also say this is that so some of the other characters outside the main Justice League, you aren't gonna get video games for.
No.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 100%. Because again, those like you're never gonna see. I don't even think you're gonna see a Peacemaker game.
No. The only place you're gonna see Peacemaker is in Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like here's the thing, because when you're dealing with a monetary investment, so because they pour more money into gaming than they do into movies. So it's like, look, here's the way it's gonna work. WB is not gonna put in definitely not a Shazam game, unfortunately. He'll show up in other people's games for sure. Let me put it this way. While they won't be the featured characters of the game, lesser known DC characters will show up in other people's games for sure.
And Diana will be one of those.
Diana, I still think will get a featured game.
So I'm gonna answer Tevio's question, right? Yes, it was a live service game, but they took the live service elements out of the game. That I know is facts. When it comes down to whether or not what WB Montreal is doing next, I don't know. I have to speak to my contacts and see what they can find out for you guys. But when it comes down to the way things are going, we're not gonna get a Wonder Woman game in the next year or two. We're not gonna get we're not gonna get anything that is already been tarnished. Superman, yes, probably, right? Because of the Superman film, because of the hype for the Supergirl movie, the hype around Superman Man of Tomorrow, you're gonna get something related to Superman for sure in the future, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's the same, and the same thing can be said for Batman. Batman's gonna be very popular.
A Justice League game. I could see a Justice League game definitely coming out.
Again, if they want to save resources, I would hope that could be one of the things they do work on. Maybe not even Rocksteady, but give it to someone else. Because again, look at what happened with Arkham Origin. Montreal did not have to rebuild Gotham. They took Gotham, what was Arkham City, expanded it. But when you look, you can see the layout.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a copy and paste of
paste and then add it on.
And here's the thing: it would be a waste if they didn't use Metropolis, because that Metropolis map, the game may have been repetitive as hell, but I love just hanging out in that city and discovering Easter eggs. That was fun.
Yes. And I'll be honest, I prefer that Metropolis over Gotham Knights Gotham, because Gotham was like a slog to get through.
Well, also the motorcycle was too damn slow, and you only had the motorcycle or the glider to move around it. And he has all these vehicles.
When Batgirl's doing the Batman gliding, barely gets you anywhere, you know there's something wrong.
Well, here's the thing: when you have to unlock the ability to glide with Batgirl, I'm like, that's a problem.
And even that doesn't. And again, it doesn't take you anywhere.
What's your prediction when the Wonder Woman solo games get around 2020, when your DC movie hits? Let me put it this way, NJ has a point there. That would be an interesting, let me put it this way, if a game comes out there, because here's the thing, it's 2025, we're going into 2026. If a game were to come out like that, it would be like a mobile game or like a very bare bones action game.
I'm gonna count your comment, right? Yeah. You're not going to get a Wonder Woman solo video game that is console based in 2028. I can tell you that upfront right now, because I've been told that there are 2 studios right now that are going to have their games out in 2027, 2028, or 2029, which is Rocksteady, WB Montreal, and NetherRealm. Those are the studios you're going to be seeing, whether it's 2026, 2027, 2028. And 2029. Those are the years that you're going to look out for, right? And the thing is, the Wonder Woman movie, we don't know anything about yet. James Gunn is still trying to figure out the Batman Brave and the Bold. So how can you say that, when there's a Wonder Woman solo game going to happen, when the fact they still need to work on the Batman Brave and the Bold stuff. They need to work on the Batman Arkham stuff, and they still need to get the IPs. They still need to get the IP situated, guys. You can't just expect a Wonder Woman game to fall out of thin air just like that.
Exactly, you can't.
Because again, as I've said many times, DC is a business. They are not a charity. Trust me. I want to there's no. I hesitate to say that there's no one on YouTube that wants a Wonder Woman game more than I do. I am the Wonder Woman guy of YouTube, but we need to be realistic about this. Now, here's the thing. I get that that this came at the worst time because not only did you have the game canceled, you also have the shit run of Tom King. So it's like, it looks like everything is so bleak for Wonder Woman. As far as for all we know, they could announce next week at NYCC that he's being replaced as the writer for Wonder Woman. So I'm like, maybe. As far as we know, the point is, all that I'm saying is this, again, guys, how critical of WB am I?
Very
critical.
If I'm telling you that it's not all WB's fault in this case, I think that says something.
Now, okay, let's boil this all down, all right? Yeah. One, it was not WB's sole fault. It was Montreal mismanagement. And even by then, Montreal was Monolith's fault. And even then, Monolith was a shell of its former self, even by the time that trailer came out.
The team that were making the Wonder Woman game were not the ones that made the Lord of the Rings game. Some of them, some of the people probably stayed behind, but it was not the core team that made those games.
I would say it was 10% of that team. 90% of it were new hires trying to learn things.
That's why they had to relearn the Nemesis system.
Exactly. So that is the big thing people have to realize about all this.
Yeah, so you guys gotta understand and realize this isn't all about just the Wonder Woman game, but it's why
a greater problem. There's a reason why the guy in charge of WB Games got out.
Yeah, that's why David Haddad got out, and that's why we got the person who worked on MK Games. He's going to be the head of DC Gaming and MK Gaming. So we are going to get some more DC games in the future, but it's not going to happen within the next year or two. I can tell you that right now. It's like you're not going to get a AAA, like, for example, besides the Lego game, you're not going to get a AAA DC game, like I would say an Arkham game that is console based, that is going to come out in 2027. No. Mm-hmm. So you guys just got to take my word for it. And I know a lot about video games, and from a guy that's been in the gaming business, that knows about the gaming business for quite a long time, you guys should trust what I say. Because
and I will say, I trust Teladia when it comes to games. I trust Teladia like a lot. He has never led me wrong.
Agreed.
And here's the thing. Now, here's the fun part about where we are now, though. To satiate your anger, there are plenty of Wonder Woman-like games where you can like essentially play as Wonder Woman, such as like Darksiders 3, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Do you know what? I'll do an episode. I'll do either a Wonder Woman Wednesday or an Amazon Answers, or even Under Two Capes, where we talk about Wonder Woman-like games to show you. If you let me put it this way, we all want an official Wonder Woman game, but here are games that recreate a portion of that experience. Yeah, we'll do that. I think that'd be fun. That'd be really fun. But in the meantime, let's do a question and answer thing.
By the way, I just want to show up.
So you're Hal Jordan now. Oh no!
It's the Rabelais.
Except I have fun.
Yeah, he's doing the cover.
It's a Rabelais. It's a Rabelais. What's it called?
Oh, Parallax. That's a good one. Dave Rabelais. There you go.
And too bad I don't have another finger, because then
Yeah, nice one. I love that. He has all unlimited power.
Because look what else. Because look, I also have white and black. So
I mean, yes. I guess the answer is yes. I mean, but they wouldn't make it because Cassandra Cain. Let me put it this way: if they make a Batgirl game, it's probably going to be Barbara Gordon.
It'd have to be now. Here's the thing: any game could be done and be pitched.
Any game, yeah, exactly. It's like
the Wonder Woman game is proof of that.
Let me put it this way: to answer all your questions about if blank game could work, yes, it could. But it's like, would WB greenlight it? That's a better question.
It has to be a big enough studio who WB like, oh, you want to do that for us? Go ahead. If it's some secondary minor theory want to prove himself, no, not at the moment. No, it has to be. It's like Sucker Punch. If Sucker Punch wanted to, which I doubt there's anyone there who does.
It'd be hilarious. A Sucker Punch makes a Black Lightning game.
And here's one other thing I made clear.
Yeah.
What does it say that for Monolith that for them to do one game Wonder Woman game because they had no other choice. That's the unfortunate thing of how people look at the Wonder Woman IP.
Yeah, Cameron asked a good question. How would a Green Lantern game go? Is the IP still going? Now, here's the thing. We'll find out when Lanterns comes out how the IP is. Because Lanterns, if it's good, and that's a big gift because it's Tom King's version of Lanterns, but let's say it is good, that will go a long way to rehabilitating the Lanterns thing. Now, how would a game go? I would honestly make it in the style of Mass Effect, where the morality system determines which Lantern Corps you go into.
There's that. I mean, we've already had a Lantern game before.
No, but a good Lantern game.
I heard that wasn't that bad, actually.
You mean the one that's like
Rise of the Manhunters and all that?
I have to play that. That'd be a fun game to stream on my channel.
So I'm gonna reply back to NJ's comment. It says, "I guess they're right when they said that Wolverine is a bigger character than Wonder Woman."
Yeah, he kind of is.
Because
he kind of is right now.
Batman level.
Well, here's the thing. Wolverine's always been one of the biggest comic book characters of all time.
Because he's the bad boy.
He is in many ways Marvel's Batman because he has that. He's like Batman, but with the morality of Red Hood.
And he was popular in the movies because of Deadpool and Wolverine, and you had the Wolverine doing the punch.
I love it. The arm reloads. I love that. I keep hearing reports. Do you think that? I would say because from what I heard, it got great viewership numbers. Yeah, I would say we would get it.
Yep.
Which yes, I'm happy because I loved Marvel Zombies. It's really fun. It improves that book that started off cool, but went down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely think we will be getting a season 2 of Marvel Zombies. What other questions do you guys have? We are getting some Marvel Zombies inspired skins for our good game Marvel rivals, such as.
I can tell you, some friends of mine are not happy that they've been nerfing some of their favorite characters.
Join the club.
Yeah, apparently they royally nerf Ultron and Phoenix to the point where they're unplayable.
Yeah. But some say he lacks Wonder Woman's huge impact in the comics.
Okay, that's true, but Wonder Woman kind of gets it by default.
And here's the thing, NJ. When you look at the X-Men movies, they're really Wolverine movies that include the X-Men. He is the protagonist of all of those movies.
Let me put it this way. Wolverine was big in the mainstream culture even before the movies.
He's like Venom in that way.
Yeah. So one of those rarities, and those are rarities.
Those are very rare if a comic book character pre-movie. This is pre-movie, by the way, where he becomes that big.
Yeah, where everyone knows about Wolverine without having to read the books. Now, they might not know anything about the character, but at least they know he exists.
All they probably know is claws. And by Teladia, Tavi has a question for you. He says, with the James Bond game coming out, do you think that the James Bond game is going to help that IP for the movies?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you the reason why. Because from what I know is that it's very early James Bond when he's 26. He's 26 years old, 26 to 30, and it's Patrick Gibson playing Bond.
Young Dexter.
Young Dexter is playing Bond.
I like it.
And furthermore, it's the gameplay mechanics are looking amazing. The graphics look. I mean, they can work on the graphics here and there, but the gameplay looks fun, and
it looks like it's keeping Hitman. Pick your options.
Yeah,
that's the way to do a James Bond game really well.
I can answer this one with NJ. NJ, we can't.
We can't because it's very hard to. I would say, let me say, 5 to 10 years.
I would say this. unless they get a marching order from Gunn or WB. Not likely.
Which they could have, because remember, Zaslav pointed to Wonder Woman as one of the IPs of DC.
Oh yeah, so that is the what more likely was going to cause it. It's the fact, again, like I said earlier, the fact that Monolith went with Wonder Woman because they had no other choice.
And remember, this is before they got put on the project, before the Wonder Woman was specifically designated as a pillar, because
at that point Harley was.
Here's the point to give you some hope, NJ. You notice that there was no like Wonder Woman movie in development until Zaslav made the announcement that Wonder Woman's a pillar. So if there's a game, like as far as we know, they could have like greenlit a game, as far as we know, and they're just keeping it very hush hush right now
because they don't want to repeat. Because they do not want to repeat.
Yes, exactly.
So I can answer, tell you that question immediately, right? Unless it comes from James Gunn, who's the head of DC Studios. I know David Zaslav is the head of DC or WB, but he does not make he's not the head of the DC Studio side of it. Everything falls under James Gunn, and everything if it's DC Studio based, and if it's WB Games based, is the guy who used to work on NetherRealm games, and he's the head of DC Gaming brand.
Yeah.
So, if anything, you'll be very lucky to get a Wonder Woman game. Let's say in the next 10 to 15 years, at the very least.
I would say that, but and again, that could change depending on WB's priorities. Now, again, as far as we know, MJ, that's the thing. We can't like make that estimation, because game development, as Teladia knows, is freaking like chaotic as hell.
It's chaotic, and again, like everything was Wonder Woman, and we're not talking about the contract here, although that doesn't help. It's a matter of who has a pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
And unfortunately, Wonder Woman is not a character that you get, at least that we know of anyway, that gets that many pitches.
Exactly.
I hate to say that, NJ. I hate to pop your bubble on that, NJ. I really do.
In terms of the movie, what probably happened is Zaslav told Gunn, I need you to announce a Wonder Woman movie. So he went to the writer of Supergirl and says, can you do a Wonder Woman movie? That's probably what happened. And Tevia says next, I was wondering if the panel, any favorite horror games? Games, comics, and movies. For games, Aliens Isolation. That game is utterly terrifying. In terms of, I'll leave this up. In terms of comics, actually, I'm gonna say this: Alien Avengers. That is awesome. In terms of movies, I'm probably going to go with Alien Romulus. In terms of TV shows, Alien Earth.
Okay, for me,
except for the ending.
Except for me, from a horror game, I would have to say the new Halloween game. That looks fun. That looks fun.
It does, but I'm weary given how these people have been. It keeps saying they have a story mode. The story mode ends up just being single player.
But by Teladia, have you ever played Dead Space?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh!
I've heard about the remake.
It's made by one of the. It's made by, I think, a developer from. It's made by. I think it's made by the team that did Mass Effect.
No,
but it's like
no.
Oh, it's under the same company.
It's under EA. No, it's under EA.
Yeah, that's what it is.
EA BioWare.
It's a space horror game. It's really, really, really fun. I love. I've played all 3 of the games. I haven't played the remake. Yeah, I need to play the remake.
It was who did the? No, I'm looking for the original, not the remake. Visceral is the one who did it.
Okay. Yeah. And by the way, actually, Cameron, I asked a pretty good question, and then we'll go back to Teladia questions. I thought of something. How would a DC racing game go? What you would probably do is each of them would have their own locomotion. Like Wonder Woman could either fly or be in the jet. Flash would be running. Batman would be in the Batmobile. Superman would be flying. Green Lantern, you could make each Green Lantern has like a different vehicle. Like guys in a monster truck. Kyle's in an anime mech. Hal's in a fighter jet. Jessica Cruz could be in like a race car or something like that. But there's a lot you can do with this. But anyway, so Teladia, comics or movies for horror games?
Okay, so for comics, I would have to say Deceased.
Ah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Tom Taylor. Shout out to Tom Taylor, by the way.
Yep.
Great writer.
For that, yes.
Not only for that, for Injustice as well. I'm gonna put a stamp on Injustice.
Ah,
yeah.
the betrayal. But can I say, I've had that clip for like a few years now, but since we covered the I never expected to be using it that much. Yeah. So, are you done? It's like
Robert can go because I'm pretty much.
Well, first, for one thing, I would definitely say is DC versus Vampires.
That's a fun one.
Bit of a dud of an ending, but at least it's finality.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, NJ, we don't know.
But here's the thing. If the game was good, because again, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, could have put the Suicide Squad on the map.
Mm-hmm.
No, here's the thing. Let's say, God forbid, it comes out and it's a horrible game. What do you think that's going to do for the Wonder Woman IP?
Not only that, though, NJ, what if, and there was always these talk about them making the game a live service game. Would you really wanted that?
Do you really want half a Wonder Woman game?
Again, and good does it put on her map? Hey, any game could put, or move, any media can put someone on the map. Oh, you know what? I got a prime example of that. I was expecting this one. Anything can do it, because you want to know a perfect example of that? You know who was a B-lister before their movie, and now it's one of like, everyone assumed they were always a mainstay?
Could it be Iron Man?
Yes! Iron Man until RDJ, until the movie.
Captain America?
Cap was recognized just for patriotic alone.
Okay, Thor.
Yeah, Thor. But Iron Man especially.
Yeah.
Up until that point, Iron Man was a B-list at best.
You could argue that the movie made Iron Man, in addition to Spider-Man, one of the faces of Marvel.
Oh, yeah. And here's the other thing. Well, in the comics, people saw the Trinity as Cap, Iron Man, and Thor. It was never looked at that. No one even cared. But and that's
there really isn't a Trinity of Marvel. It was mainly actually Comic Story had a good way of saying it. It was really a Trinity of books like Avengers, X-Men, and Spider-Man.
One of the
Actually, no, it wasn't even that. It was Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Spider-Man. The Avengers weren't even in there.
Yeah, but again, it can take anything. And look at that now. Going forward, you would think Iron Man was always one of the biggest things. Again, important pillars, yes, but usually like one of the main pillars, like main characters of the whole Marvel universe. No,
exactly. But Tevia says, "So speaking of gaming, how do you guys feel about EA being bought?" Yeah, all right, that's gonna be very interesting to see the ramifications of that, because it's like in some ways it helps, because maybe it could make EA quit with their really bad like monetization stuff or like loot boxes, because that amounts to gambling. But still,
your debt is not going to allow that, dude.
Yeah, still, there are a few scenarios where that ends up being a good thing.
Your debt is not going to allow them to do that. They're going to amp it up.
Yeah. Again, it's like there are very few scenarios where.
Nope, NJ, it is not safe. NJ, no, it is not.
Let me put it this way:
It depends on how far in production it is.
Yeah, because it's been supposedly in production for a while.
But if it's in the same level as Wonder Woman, nope, it's dead. The company, BioWare, dead.
Yeah, and then 3 will actually no. Andromeda will probably be the last Mass Effect game. Oh shit, that's not good.
Now that was a game that didn't find itself, because you know what? That was a game that was meant to be either an MMO or whatever. It was supposed to have random generated planets and everything, and they eventually had to drop it the last second. Everything we got from that game was cobbled together within the last year of its production.
Yeah, exactly. Because you do when I was playing Andromeda, it does feel like, particularly the exploration in the space, there was supposed to be a lot more here.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very like empty in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm like, but
now for cobbling together, it wasn't that bad for a cobbled together project.
I mean, of course, there is like the facial animations that were rough at the time.
My face feels tired.
Yeah, exactly.
I all know that line.
This does worry about the future Iron Man game because I was so looking forward to that game. Yep, exactly. Unfortunately, this stuff happens.
Oh boy, even the I think even the Cap in the Captain America Black Panther game might be at risk.
Yes.
Are you sure? Because isn't that game like really far along?
No, that's not from Skydance. Sorry, that's from Skydance Media. That's not going to be in trouble.
No, never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was thinking because the person in charge was the woman, Amy Pascal, the woman who worked on the first Last of Us and Uncharted,
right? Mm-hmm.
And she was part of Visceral, which was EA.
Okay, yeah, that's right. But yeah, so with the EA stuff, Tevia, that's going to be a waiting game to see how that affects. Amy Henning is what Tevia says.
Yep.
Thank you. But yeah, that's going to be a waiting game to see what happens. But so let's get a couple more questions that we'll wrap up for the evening.
Yeah, but
find a couple
it was a great episode.
Yep.
But yeah,
make it a good one, guys. Make it a good one.
Yeah, let's get put your last questions in the chat, and I will select the ones that are like that we can really end it with. Come on, guys, impress us. I know you can do it. I have faith in you.
I hope you get it.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Oh. Wait. I gotta do it. Hope and will.
Yeah, there you go. So you could say, Robert, all will be well.
It will be well. All well.
NJ says, I want to make my own wild production. Say 7 to 8 years.
That's a possibility.
Let me put it this way. That's relatively a realistic prediction. So I'm not going to say, no, that's not going to happen. Do you think Teladia buy 2K? No.
Given how already they had to take 200 billion out from what was it? Wasn't Wells Fargo? It's one of those type of banks or whatever. Mm-hmm. And basically, they're in this. Basically, EA's in the same predicament now that Toys R Us was in. Basically, they just took a big gamble. They have a huge amount of debt. If they don't pay it up, they're dead.
Yeah. Tevia says, new question. Speaking of DC games, that reminds me, since we're getting a new Marvel fighting game, if DC made one similar to Marvel Token Souls, do you think that art style would work?
Nah.
No.
Let me put it this way. They're never going to do that because as long as they can, they'll just have like the Mortal Kombat people make them.
That's true. That's
the cheaper option. Even if it's just a DC fighting game like Injustice, they're just gonna have that.
That's cheaper and faster because again, another realm is fast.
Yeah, they'll just keep crapping out those games. Now, whether or not it's an Injustice game or a regular DC fighting game, that's irrelevant. The point is, chances are they will make the fighting because also their games are for the most part well regarded in terms of making fun games. I mean that's why YouTube people want one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why YouTube people and are the only people that want another Injustice game. I'm only kidding.
Yeah. We want an Injustice game.
Wait. Have you played the Marvel Cosmic Invasion demo yet?
No, I want to.
It's fun. So good.
It's fun.
The same people who developed Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, that's fun. And it could DCU Wonder Woman and how. Yes. So 100. If that movie does really well, honestly, I'm gonna make a prediction. Let's say the Wonder Woman game does well. I guarantee you. And it could.
Let's say the movie. It's a game. Movie.
If the movie does really well, I think there is a real possibility that leads to a game being fast tracked.
Yep. And agreed. And a Hunter, no, not their wheelhouse. It's not their wheelhouse.
Yeah, you can't just take any studio and tell them make DC Rivals. It would have to be the one doing Marvel Rivals, and they're not going to want to split it.
NetEase did it because they were the Overwatch and the Chinese Overwatch team.
Yeah, and before you guys ask, they're not going to split off half their team and make the DC one. I guarantee you that's not going to happen.
NetherRealm has no experience, and they keep on flubbing up their multiplayer stuff anyway.
Yeah, and then in terms of what character would work for a Hades type game, Wonder Woman. Honestly, that would be it. But I think that's a good place to leave it. These were great questions. This was a great stream. Teladia, where can we find you, and what have we got coming out on your channel?
So you guys can check me out on YouTube at Teladia Plays. I'm sure there's a link in the description.
There will be.
As for what I got coming up on my channel, is I'll be doing a video talking about James Bond, and I'll be talking about the Wolverine game, and I'll be doing a live stream in the next couple of weeks or so just to talk about Peacemaker episode 6, 7, and 8 with Jared and maybe JJheat if it's available. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for having me on.
How about you, Robert?
Got a bunch of got some Pro-Teaches noobs in the can. In fact, I'm editing most of them together, and I'll be uploading them now. It took me forever to get the Bomb Queen ones right. But I got those, and then after I'm on my Bond retrospective, will be wrapping up this weekend, and then I will be starting up with my going back to gaming, doing some Zombie Army trilogy.
As for me, see, tomorrow's Friday. Obviously, Comics League Dark at 6 p.m., so expect that. And then as for movie nights, give me Shazam, Super Wonder Legacy. Britt and I are going to be talking about a year of Absolute Wonder Woman because we now have a year's worth of issues, and we're going to talk about the series so far. Amazon Answers, we're going to be talking about the Superman Wonder Woman series by Charles Sewell, as voted by you people. And that's what I got for the rest. I'll think about my next Wonder Woman Wednesday episode as we approach that. But anyway, stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane, and by the way, NJ, I'm going to make you a promise, NJ. I will never stop fighting for Wonder Woman to get the love and attention she deserves. That I'm going to make you I'm going to promise you that.
Yep.
So anyway, stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. And Steve Never, he belongs at the bottom of a hydraulic press. Zois and Max for life. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.